Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my team analysis for Week 3 of the Pokemon Premier League. This one is against Sam, also known as FooFoo, and the Mewcastle United. Now, this was a terrifying match to plan for. If you don't know, there are 3 undefeated teams currently in the PPL this season. One of them is myself, and one of them is Sam. So this match does mean things. If we can win, we have a good chance to be in first place, and at the very lowest would be second place if we win. So, I had to really try and make the best possible team that I possibly could, and it was really difficult, but I think I did the best I could, and we are going to hope for the best. So I'm going to go ahead and break down my team and break down my thought process as to why I'm bringing this team. Before we get into that, there was a transfer window this past week. Between every 2 weeks, there is a transfer window. So between week 2 and week 3, or like right after week 2, there's a transfer window. For the first time in Pittsburgh Pyroar history, I decided not to make a transfer at all, and Sam decided to do the same thing. So no changes on the team at all. I have some ideas for the future in case certain mods don't work out still. But we'll see. Right now we're 2-0 with the team that we have, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's go ahead and jump into the team. The potential mons that Sam could be bringing include Jirachi, Nidoqueen, Togekiss, Jolteon, Tyrantrum, Talonflame, Hariyama, Gourgeist, Liepard, and Mega Blastoise. This is a team that gets scarier the more you look at it. Looking at it and kind of looking at my team, I felt pretty confident that I had switch-ins to everything, and I felt that I had enough offense to do damage to everything. However, condensing that into 6 mons proved really difficult, and yeah, so basically I have to try and not let him destroy my team, and I have to try and destroy his team, but I can't use all the options available to me, because then if I bring too much offense, I don't have enough defense, bring too much defense, I don't have enough offense, and this is really bad. So let's just go ahead one by one. Making his season debut, the first mon that I am bringing is Daddy the Cofagrigus with the leftovers, and of course Mummy, with Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Destiny Bond. This is especially defensive, calm, a Cofagrigus. Basically, this is mostly to do with Jirachi. This can deal with a physical Jirachi because it doesn't really get any moves to hit me super effectively on the physical side. I actually thought Jirachi got knockoff, and fun fact, it doesn't. So that's really nice to know. And the special is just in case he brings like special Jirachi. The whole point of this is I don't want to be like, if he brings Scarf Jirachi, which he might, because I have a Weavile, as well as if I brought Mega Altaria and got it to +1, he could bring a Scarf Jirachi to outspeed both of them, which could threaten both those out. So if he does bring Scarfed, you know, he might have Iron Head, and that could be really bad because he could just potentially flinch my team to death. But he can't flinch my team to death if he doesn't have Serene Grace, and Mummy is here to take away that ability. Not only that, Will-O-Wisp is good to get burns on basically a lot of his mons. The thing with his team is he doesn't have like a lot of reliable recovery. The only mons that get reliable recovery on his team, there is Jirachi, though Jirachi doesn't usually bring any sort of reliable recovery. There's Togekiss. It basically comes down to Togekiss, Talonflame, and Gourgeist. Like, that's basically it. There are other mons that have options, like Jolteon does get Wish, and things like that. But for the main part, he doesn't really get a whole lot of recovery on his team, so Will-O-Wisp is going to be really good. Pain Split plus Leftovers is going to help me get my health back. And Destiny Bond basically is just to either take something down with me or just kind of threaten, you know, if I think he's going to switch into a really spooky attacker that I don't have switch-ins for, I can go for a Destiny Bond, and then it's just like, okay, do you really want to take me out, or do you want to rethink your strategy? And then from there, I can either Will-O-Wisp it to cripple it, or I can switch into something, or, you know, we'll have to play around it. But I think Cofagrigus is going to put in a lot of work this week, and I really hope it does. So, for the first week that I'm bringing it, and I hope that it does what it needs to do. Next mon that I'm bringing is Kim Jong-un the Lantern with the Assault Vest, Water Absorb, Volt Switch, Scald, Surf, Ice Beam, basically max HP, max special attack with remaining in special defense, modest. This works as my Mega Blastoise switch-in because he doesn't really do a lot to me. I can absorb Scald, so my team doesn't get burned. And because Mega Blastoise just has coverage to hit everything, like a Mega Blast, like an offense Mega Blastoise would say like Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, Scald, and like Aura Sphere, that just, it covers my entire team. So I needed to switch in, and Lantern does the job really, really well. So Water Absorb potentially could get some health back. I don't think he will. Volt Switch. The thing is, he doesn't really have like a lot of good Lantern switch-ins. Everything on his team is kind of weak to a mixture of electric, ice, and water, as most teams tend to be. And that's why I think Lantern's really, really good. So, and even like nothing resists like all three, you know what I mean? So like he does have switch-ins and things like that. Scald is to get Scald burns on things because it's really good to get them on. However, he does have a Hariyama, and if he brings it, Hariyama could definitely switch in onto a Lantern, and that's what Surf is there for, because I don't want to burn a Hariyama. So I have Surf. Basically, if Hariyama is alive, I don't go for Scald, I don't go for Will-O-Wisp, I don't do any of that. I basically try and whittle it down until it's dead, and then I can try and Scald burn things and all that good stuff. So Volt Switch is going to give me really good initiative. The only thing that switches in is Nidoqueen. The only thing that's immune to Volt Switch is Nidoqueen, and then it doesn't particularly like a Scald, Surf, or an Ice Beam. So that's really, really nice, and I think Lantern could potentially put in a lot of work. It is going to get worn down, so, you know, over time, we'll have to see how well it can stand up. The next mon, I really, really debated this slot for a while. This is Nando the Roserade with a Choice Scarf Technician. Max special attack, timid, 180 speed, 76 HP, Gi Drain, Sludge Bomb, extra sensory, and hidden power ground. The whole issue with Roserade is it's very hard to bring it in because a lot of his mons just get coverage to hit Roserade, like really hard. Like he hits Roserade with one move from half of his team, and Roserade's dead. And that's the reason that I'm bringing it Scarfed. There were some other things that I thought about bringing. Things like Mega Altaria and things like Sandslash, but in the end I decided that Roserade just did too much damage. I mean, if you run through his team, Roserade just gets coverage to hit all of them, and Technician Hidden Power Ground is definitely nothing to overlook, because it can do a lot of damage. So I mean, the Hidden Power Ground does hit Jirachi, Nidoqueen gets hit by a Hidden Power Ground and an extra sensory, Togekiss gets hit by the Sludge Bomb, Jolteon and Tyrantrum get hit by the Hidden Power Ground, Talonflame takes a really good chunk from the Sludge Bomb, Hariyama the extra sensory, Gourgeist the Sludge Bomb, Liepard stab moves, and Mega Blastoise the Giga Drain. So I literally hit every single mon for a lot of damage. The 180 speed is to outspeed Togekiss in case that were to be Scarfed, and of course that effectively means that I outspeed like a max speed Jolteon and things like that. So the only thing he can outspeed me with is a Scarfed Jirachi, or like a Scarfed Jolteon, and Brave Bird Priority. So there's really not much that can outspeed this. It's just going to take some good predicting on my part, but even if I predict wrong, like I can still get good chunks of damage off on his team, and that's really what I need, is just good chunks of damage. Next mon we're bringing is a bit of a fun, creative-ish thing. We have Dawn the Weavile with Assault Vest, Pressure, Knockoff Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Power Up Punch, Max HP, 164 attack, 28 in Speed F, and 64 speed Jolly. So this is an EV spread that outspeeds Jirachi if it's not Scarfed. However, I don't really want to find out if it is Scarfed with a Weavile in. I would rather find out another way. So that's pretty crazy that that's all the speed I need to outspeed this team. Obviously, Talonflame doesn't count because Brave Bird hurts, and I mean, I'm a Weavile that doesn't really want to stay in on a Talonflame. Knockoff does a lot of damage to everything. Basically, the only thing that really deals with this set completely is Mega Blastoise, and Mega Blastoise doesn't get reliable recovery, so I can slowly wear it down over time, which is fantastic. Hariyama can also switch in a few times, but again, doesn't really want to get his item knocked off, and yeah, so Weavile with this EV spread. Also, I should probably explain why I have max HP Assault Vest. Nidoqueen can't KO me with standard modest Life Orb Sheer Force set. Like Flamethrower is not a 2-hit KO. If there's rocks up, then they are, but like things like that are not a 2-KO. The only things that he could 2-KO me with are fighting moves like Focus Blast or Superpower, but I don't expect him to bring either of those because literally Weavile is my only fighting weakness, like on the entire team. There would be no reason for Nidoqueen to bring a fighting move on me. Like, Nidoqueen would much rather have like Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb. Like 4 of those 5 moves is what I would expect a Nidoqueen to run. So Focus Blast just wouldn't make sense. I mean, Coffee Regis is immune. Things like Roserade resist it. Bronzong resists it. Mega Altaria resists it. So there's just so many reasons to why he wouldn't bring that. Yeah, and then he's got just a decent weakness to Ice, and Priority Ice Shard is good. Power Up Punch if I just feel like he's going to switch out, and like, you know, if I think he's going to sack something off just for some damage, I can get like a +1 Weavile, and then I can start like really ripping through his team. So I'm hoping that this works. We'll see if Weavile touches the field this time, because it didn't the only other time I brought it. Next mon is of course the Bay Arcanine, who got all 6 kills last week, which was amazing. I don't think it's going to necessarily do that this week, but it's still going to put in some work. So Hipster Entity, the Arcanine, is going to be holding Rocky Helmet this week with Intimidate, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Morning Sun, and Hidden Power Rock. This is my Talonflame switching. That's literally the main thing that I want it for. Rocky Helmet is just so it can't continually freely U-turn on me. This could also work for Jirachi as well, because Jirachi, if it's physical, I get an Intimidate off, and then, I mean, even if he flinches me, he's still doing damage to himself, so it's all fine and good. Hidden Power Rock, even with a special defense lowering nature, does a good 74 to 83%, somewhere in that range to a Talonflame. Talonflame can really do nothing to me. I have reliable recovery. I can effectively outstall it if need be. Extreme Speed goes before Brave Bird, so if I get Talonflame down to like basically a mixture of Hidden Power Rock, Extreme Speed takes out a Talonflame. And yeah, so I don't usually feel super comfortable running an Arcanine without leftovers, especially a defensive Arcanine without leftovers, but we're gonna try Rocky Helmet, because I think it's good. I just think it's good for the Jirachi and the Talonflame, and could come in clutch for the Hariyama if I need it to. So we shall see. I want to try and keep this on as long as I can, though, so I'd rather not switch this into a knockoff. But yeah, so physically defensive Arcanine, hopefully, that puts in the work. And then the final mon is going to be Mettaton the Bronzong with the leftovers: Levitate, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, Stealth Rocks, basically max HP, 188 defense, 76 attack, relaxed nature. It doesn't actually need the 0 speed IVs. I probably won't even gen it in that way, because I don't need to outslow anything. I do, even with the full IVs, and I'm not running Gyro Ball. I almost did. I think that's why the 0 IVs were put there, because I had Gyro Ball at one point and then I took it off, because I realized that it doesn't do that much. This is my Tyrantrum switching. Tyrantrum can do, I think at most does like 30% to me, with like any move, like Head Smash, Dragon Claw. I'm immune to the Earthquake. I guess it could run Fire Fang, but it's still not a 2-hit KO. Earthquake does like a good, I want to say 60, 70, at least 70%, I want to say, to Tyrantrum. I could be wrong, but I think Earthquake does like 70%. Rock Slide hits Talonflame. Also Earthquake, he just has a decent, like, Sam, the top half of his draft is just really Edgequake weak. Jirachi, Nidoqueen, Togekiss, Jolteon, Tyrantrum, and Talonflame, all weak to Earthquake, like Stone Edge. In this case, Rock Slide, because I don't do Stone Edge anymore, unless it's absolutely necessary. And in this case, it's not absolutely necessary. And then Zen Headbutt is for Hariyama, I guess. Could also hit Nidoqueen if I needed to, but I also have Earthquake. So yeah, Zen Headbutt was for Hariyama, because I don't have a lot of things to hit Hariyama, honestly. And that's going to be kind of an issue. That is a scary, scary Pokemon. And if I lose this game, my bets are that Hariyama probably is going to have a lot to do with that. That's just a guess, but we shall see. Yeah. So, I effectively have a team that can switch into all of his mons. I have a switch in for everything. I have the offense to take down his team. It's just going to depend on matchups. It's going to depend on predictions, and it's just going to depend on us playing our A game and beating Sam. So we are going to try and do our best, and hope to come away with a win. And if we do, we will be 3-0 and looking really, really nice. So that wraps up the team analysis for this week. I hope to see you guys for the battle, which will be uploaded later today. And I think that covers everything. Links will be in the description, so you can go click them and go on an adventure. But I will see you guys on the next time. So thanks for watching, and until then, stay sly.